Catching up with Jonathan Lucroy, brought to you by Quick Trip.
Are we going to go to the dentist every day to make sure we get to be able to go deep? Because it seemed to work for you.
That was brutal yesterday in the morning.
Yeah.
I got tortured a little bit, but I'm all right. The swelling was down by game time. Good thing. Yeah. I was able to drink water normally without drooling everywhere. But it was, good game last night. Had some. Chris Carter had some big homers for us, and our bullpen came in, shut him down, and our starter gave us a nice job and allowed us to score some runs for him. So kept the game close. So yeah, overall it's a good night. Gets a pretty good lineup.
First of all, send the message to the kids to floss so they don't have to go through that. But also,
I do floss.
Yes,
I'm a very clean person.
Yeah.
I don't know how it happened. Anyway, go.
But those are all those things. As the season goes on, we think of injuries and all that kind of the different things that can happen to you. I'm not going to dwell on the dentist, but there are things that happen as the season goes on that can keep you out of a lineup or that can affect how you play. It's kind of underappreciated over 162 games.
Well, I mean, it's day-to-day stuff, and it's you just never know what's going to come up, man. I mean, it's just the most random. Last year, Scooter Gennett cut his hand in the shower. I mean, it's like the weirdest stuff, and I know guys that have gotten hurt playing video games, like your Tar Hero. I mean, really? So it's you just never know. I mean, it's getting stung by bees or something like in spring training, or stepped on a cactus in spring training. I mean, it's the most random.
Yeah.
And the stuff happens. Believe me, it's not fake. It really happens, and it's just crazy how that stuff comes up sometimes. I think, and funny too. Afterwards, it's funny.
Yeah. Well, I'll ask you about on a baseball front, Jimmy Nelson here. I mean, he has that feel of a guy that you can depend on to go out there. Do you send that message of the comfort level you have with him, or because you work with him and the development, the willingness to develop pitches that maybe he wasn't ready, maybe to get lit up a couple of times last year because he was working on something, and now you look at where he is here. Where would you see him at?
Well, I mean, if you look at every guy or most guys that come into the league, it's going to take them a few years to get used to the big league game, to feel themselves out, to really get themselves going and on the level that they want to compete at. And Jimmy's really done that this year. Last year he did pretty well, but this year he's really come around and been a workhorse for us so far. Done some really good quality starts for us. Like I said, he gives us a chance to win every game he throws. I look forward to catching him throughout the rest of the year because he really does go out and compete. He works his butt off really, really hard. And he definitely deserves all the success that he gets because he works for it for sure. I haven't seen a lot of guys work that hard. It's pretty impressive.
Now you have the view of what he's doing differently. Is it, wow, he's locating this better now, or is it movement, or what have you seen that's a little bit? I mean, he was good, but now you're looking at where he is. Are you seeing something that he's got a grasp on something a little better now?
I just think he's just better feel for what he's doing. I think that it just takes time, like I said, to get comfortable and to get a feel for what you're doing. And whenever you're able to do that, you're able to start manipulating the baseball better. You're trusting your body, you're trusting yourself, you have confidence. There's just so many things that go into it. Yeah. And he's definitely shown it this year so far with his outings he's had against some pretty good lineups.
Yeah. Well, I look at you because I'm a little bit of a fantasy baseball geek, but you look at the day by day, and you're the best value catcher one day, and there's several guys that are now that 300 hitting catcher. Shows how the position has evolved. The athletic ability of catchers now is off the charts. I don't know if it's appreciated yet. The athlete that you have to be, that Buster has to be, that all these guys are.
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm an athlete. I'm just a guy back there getting hit with stuff. But the catcher position for me. It's the most important one on the field. I'm a little biased when I say that, but I really believe it is because I think that the catcher is the only person that can see the whole field, and it's a perspective unlike any other perspective. I am the action, and everybody else is the reaction. I put the sign down, the pitcher reacts to the sign, throws, the fielders react to the hit or whatever. And I take a lot of pride in that in my preparation, and I know that the catchers across the league, a lot of them do the same. Buster's one of the best, I think. Yachty obviously is there. You got some other guys that are in there that are really good. Cervelli from the Pirates is good, and there's a lot of other guys too. I mean, it's a position that you have to take pride in and you have to love. I tell a lot of young catchers that I know, or I talk to that if you want to be a good catcher, you got to love it.
Yeah.
You got to love it. You have to love it, because in no way, shape, or form are you going to go back there and not get hit, not get beat up, not get hurt, or not get any kind of backlash from maybe calling a bad pitch sometimes. I mean, it's a position of pain. It's a position of adversity at times, and you got to deal with it and grind through it and accept it, because if you don't, you won't be very good at it.
And it's almost a glamour position now. It'll never quite be there, but when I was growing up, it was Fisk, Bench, maybe Ted Simmons and a couple other guys. Derman Munson got appreciated, but the catchers were just the guys that took a beating. But now that people see you guys as a threat, do you sense a difference in how people view what catchers are?
I mean, at that time, I was never, obviously I wasn't alive.
You were
then.
too young. Thanks.
Sorry.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. But, just from meeting some of those guys and talking to them, and the old school guys, Bob Euchre, I mean, he's a good example. He was a catcher. And hanging out with guys like that, being able to visit with old catchers and stuff. Rock, Bill Schroeder, our color guy for our announcer, guys like that, they have a lot of knowledge, they've seen a lot of things, and they're very appreciative of catchers themselves, just because they can relate to us. And like I said, the normal person doesn't really know, the normal fan doesn't know how important catchers are, but the people that realize how important catchers are, the baseball people, the fans, not the fans that are very informed, I think they appreciate catchers a lot more than just regular fans do, because they know how hard it is.
Yeah.
Or they kind of understand how hard it is for us to go about our business every day, and we're doing 200 squats a game sometimes. 150, 200 squats a game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, that's hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's hard. My legs are tired a lot. So, and then we got to play 130 plus games a year,
Yeah.
That's a tough thing to do. And so we it's nice to be appreciated for sure.
I ran this morning. I'm having trouble doing my cubicle all day, and yet you're doing this. That tells me something. Let me ask you about work. A lot of the talk about that the shift, and you guys are in the top 5, depending on who you ask, on how often you use it. As you're kind of describe what the shift is and how you guys implement it, maybe as opposed to other teams do, and I mean, how effective would you like them just to be lined up where they're supposed to be sometimes? Or I mean, obviously there's a lot of thought goes into what the shift is.
Yeah, I try to stay out of that. There are some times, I think, depending on how you pitch a guy, you need to shift accordingly.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I've seen it work, I've seen it not work. But they have numbers to back it up, and I just work here, so I'm just calling a game and try and do the best I can to get the hitter out, and they're going to line up according to what the numbers tell them. So. Like I said, it has definitely saved some big hits for us, and or big hits for, against us, and saved some runs against us, and hopefully we can continue to develop it and evolve it, and make it more efficient to where we can catch some of those other balls too, and get some more outs and save some more runs for us.
And you're not a guy that they would work on because you hit it everywhere.
I try to.
Obviously you're trying to take a guy out of his, if a guy's a 30 home run guy pulling the ball, you don't mind him just dribbling it down the left field line, but there is a thought behind it, because I think a lot of us are, how often does that work, or why doesn't he just do that?
It's just percentages, and it's really, really hard. They're playing percentages of where they hit the ball at, and it's really, really hard as a hitter sometimes whenever you're trained and you've been hitting for 25 years on how to 20 years you've been hitting a certain way. It's hard to adjust your swing to say, for example, if you're just a pull heavy power guy and you're a right-handed hitter and you're just a big pull power guy, it's really hard to manipulate the bat on a located pitch down and away to hit it in the hole between second and first. It's tough to do, because you're not used to that. You're used to going here, you're not used to going there. And for the most part, that's what we're doing, trying to play those percentages.
Okay, and then one of the best stories is Jeremy Jeffress, I think, because again, saw you in Huntsville. I kind of, not to kiss up, but I could kind of see this guy's going to the big leagues. Jeremy has that electric stuff, but he had to figure it out over time, bouncing around here. Do you guys think about those those great stories of where his career was headed, and now what he's put together for you guys?
Absolutely. I've known JJ for a long time. We've been playing together since 2008, and I've known JJ a long time. One of my favorite teammates, and I saw him go through all the stuff he went through. I was there, and I remember when he used to throw 101, 102 mile an hour, he didn't know where it was going.
Yeah.
Because I had to catch him. And that was fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was, I remember going, man, this guy has some serious stuff. He just needs to get his head right, Yeah. And, after I think his trade, he went to the Royals and he went to the Blue Jays, I think he really kind of cleaned it up and realized that, you know what, I got a special ability and I need to harness it and take advantage of it. And he definitely has. He's like I say, he's one of my favorite teammates. He's always happy, always loose. He's always funny and joking. And when he comes on that mound, he's serious. Yeah. And sometimes he gets a little too serious. I need to go out there and get a hold of him sometimes to calm him down. He gets a little excited. So he, like I said, great guy, good buddy of mine, and I'm happy to see he's doing well. I'm happy to be a part of it with him, because to me it's a special thing, just on the kind of adversity that he has dealt with. And a lot of it was self-inflicted.
Right.
He did it to himself. But it's impressive to me that he's been able to bounce back and, get himself together and go out and get the job done for us, and it's great, and I'm really, really proud of him. And
compare him as a guy that, because you said he's like happy-go-lucky and all this now. What was he like then when maybe, oh my goodness, I don't know where that ball's going, Luke's going to kill me because he's having to dive for pitches and take it off the face?
I think it was well, yeah, I've taken a lot of pitches off the face, as you can tell.
Well, yeah.
Like I said, he is, I think before, I just think it was an immaturity thing. And, as with a lot of people, myself included, as you get older, you mature, you realize what you want, and sometimes you got to go through some tough times to kind of grow from it. And I think that's what happened to him. He just went through some times that, yes, were self-inflicted, and he grew from them. And that's what the most important thing is. Everybody screws up, everybody messes up, everybody fails. I've been there a lot. And, it's what you do after that really matters, how you react from it, and I think he's definitely reacted in a positive and a good way.
Okay, and finally, the road trip that's coming up here, you look at it, opportunity is there to put something together. What's a good road trip for this? Because it feels like guys have figured out what they're doing, and I know you don't just base it on these couple games here, but as you head into a road trip like this one, what's a successful trip?
Well, obviously, taking the majority of the wins, the majority of the games for a win, it's going to be, for us, I think going out and, just playing hard every day and working hard every day, continue doing what we're doing, having good at-bats, pitching good out of the bullpen. Our starters giving us a chance to score runs for them while keeping the other team down, I think is important. That's, for me, like I said, we're not obviously having a winning record on the road is a great thing, and that's what we want to do. And I think you can't really look at the whole picture yet. You got to look at the pieces, the game by game.
Yeah.
You got to take it like that and worry game by game. Just like we're not worried about the road trip yet, we're going to worry about today, and then we'll worry about tomorrow when tomorrow comes. So,
Catch more at my24milwaukee.com.